Good morning, all of you. So, I was doing your chapter number 6, that is Mahatma Gandhi and Indian National Movement. Okay. In that, we have started the chapter with the non-cooperation movement. We have done the meaning of the non-cooperation movement. We have done that what are the factors responsible for the non-cooperation movement. We have studied about the first one, the first cause is Khilafat movement. Then we have studied about Rowlatt Act. We have studied about Jallianwala Bagh. Okay, these are the three factors responsible which which turned Gandhiji from cooperator to non-cooperator, and Gandhiji urged to the people of India that we are not going to cooperate with the British government. We are going to paralyze the British administration, and we will not let Britishers rule over India. Is it clear? So this happens. Then after that, after the non-cooperation movement, there was when the non-cooperation movement got started, and from all over the country, the people from different parts of the country have actively participated in the non-cooperation movement. Okay, and then we have studied about the programs of the non-cooperation movement, that is boycott program and Swadeshi. Then objectives of the non-cooperation movement we have studied, and then the programs we have studied. Okay. Then after that, we have studied about the two incidents. One is in the Malabar, and one is the arrival of the Prince of Wales. These 2 points we have done, and then government has taken many measures to repress this non-cooperation movement. That we have studied. Then all of a sudden, what happened? That people were actively participating in the non-cooperation movement. Then what happened? The Chauri Chaura incident. After the Chauri Chaura incident, in which a furious, angry peasants have burned the police station, in which 33 policemen were killed, and this has hurt Mahatma Gandhi because he was against any kind of the non-violence activity. So he decided to suspend the non-cooperation movement. Okay, then although the non-cooperation movement got suspended, but its impact, the impact of the non-cooperation movement was actually very deep-rooted, and it actually helped in increasing the confidence among the people. So we have studied next the impact of the non-cooperation movement, in which we have studied that non-cooperation movement for the first time become a mass movement. Any Indian national movement for the first time, due to the non-cooperation movement started by Gandhiji, become a mass movement. Every section of the society have actively participated. Then it has encouraged the confidence among the people of India that if they will be determined, they will able to throw the colonial rule out of India, and they will make India free from the British control. Then Congress for the first time become a revolutionary. Congress, इससे पहले Congress कभी भी revolution, क्योंकि आपको पता, I have already explained you that early nationalists were having a very liberal outlook towards the British government. But for the first time in the non-cooperation movement, the Congress become a revolutionary movement. Then, as you know, that non-cooperation movement, Gandhiji has merged the Khilafat movement and non-cooperation movement. So for the first time, the non-cooperation movement has also worked in fostering the Hindu-Muslim unity. Then it promote the various social reform measures. Okay, various social reform measures. Then after that, the spread of nationalism to every part of the country. The nationalism has spreaded in every part of the country. And last one, it has popularized the cult of Swaraj. Swaraj means establishing self-government inside, within British government if necessary, or outside if compulsory. Is it clear? Then we have studied about the civil, then what happened? The civil disobedience movement. Why civil disobedience movement? What are the factors responsible, and what is the difference between non-cooperation movement and civil disobedience movement? The non-cooperation movement's main aim was to bring the British government to the standstill. Is it clear? By not cooperating with the administration. That is the main aim of the non-cooperation movement. But what is the main aim of the civil disobedience movement? Paralyzing the administration, all right, by by you can say breaking some specific rules and regulation. By breaking some specific rules and regulation is the civil disobedience movement. Why civil disobedience movement started? Because of the Simon Commission. And I told you that Simon Commission, under the head of Simon, British Parliament has sent to India, in which 7 members were there, okay, to break the political deadlock in India. But this committee was established to break the political deadlock in India, but not among the 7 members. Any single member was belonging to India. This has made the Indians very angry, and they decided to protest the arrival of the Simon Commission. Then comes the declaration of Purna Swaraj. Then we have studied about how Purna Swaraj is being declared by Jawaharlal Nehru when he became the president of Congress in Lahore session in 1929. Okay, then declaration of Purna Swaraj, in that certain programs have been decided under the Purna Swaraj. The first one, that they are going to prepare for civil disobedience movement. They have passed a resolution for Purna Swaraj. Then they are going to celebrate 26th of January as the Purna Swaraj Day. Then resignation by many members of the Congress from the legislature. Then withdrawal from all possible association with the British government. Then finally the start of the civil disobedience movement with the Dandi March by Mahatma Gandhi. He went from Sabarmati Ashram in Gujarat to Dandi, and he has taken a salt in his hand. So Dandi March was done by the Gandhiji to break the salt law established by the British government. Okay, then various programs have been started. Okay, then many repressive measures the British government has started, that we have studied. Then what happened, that so much of political instability, so much of political deadlock have created in India. Then the British government have decided to have a conference with the Indian leaders. So they have organized the first round table conference, but Congress has not participated in the first round table conference. Then Britishers, with the help of Tej Bahadur Sapru and Jai Shankar, have convinced Gandhiji to have a conversation with the Governor General called Irwin. Then Gandhiji went to meet Irwin, and the result was Gandhi-Irwin Pact. Under Gandhi-Irwin Pact, some of the conditions are fulfilled by the British government and some of the conditions are fulfilled by Gandhiji. One of the conditions which Gandhiji has promised during the Gandhi-Irwin Pact to attend the second round table conference. Then Gandhiji attended the second round table conference, but second round table conference also failed. No negotiation become possible between British government and Indian leaders because because of the minority issues. Apart from Muslim, the other depressed classes also have started demanding for separate electorate. And the issue of Purna Swaraj, the complete independence, have gone somewhere at the background. Is it clear? So this all things we have studied, and now today I am going to start the last topic of the chapter, that is impact of the civil disobedience movement. Under this page number 80, children, you people have to open. Okay, under page number 80 you see the total 8 impacts are given. Impact is also called significance, is also called consequences. So question may come, write the impact of civil disobedience movement, or write the significance of civil disobedience movement, or write the consequences of civil disobedience movement. The answer will be the same. Okay, now what is the first impact of the consequences? The civil disobedience movement caused a tide of patriotic fervor in the country. All over the country, the people of India have inculcated with the feeling of patriotism. And they were become determined to throw the British government out of India. Alright, that is the first impact. The second impact, it has widened the freedom struggle. A large number of social groups, whether it's merchant or shopkeepers or peasants or tribals or workers, all these means every sections of the sections of the society of different parts of the country have entered into the Indian national movement. The third impact, that for the first time non-violence. We have seen the power of non-violence, we have seen the significance of non-violence, that it is not necessary that always by taking a violence activities we can make anything possible. But for the first time, the people of India realized under the leadership of Gandhiji that by adopting the non-violence method, how we can make our demand fulfilled from the British government. That is the third impact. Fourth impact is that many kind of the new things started. One of the thing is Prabhat Paris. Under Prabhat Paris, the man and woman in the morning, were just walking in the roads and singing the, patriotic songs, and they were encouraging the people that they can come out of their homes and they can start, participating in the such kind of the social groups have also created. That is one impact. Then next impact is that the depressed classes like the scheduled caste and scheduled tribes have given entrance into the temples and access to the wells. They were given that they can go to they also, such kind of the changes have occurred in the society also due to the civil disobedience movement. Next point, it brought women. Earlier, women were not participating into, but now due to the civil disobedience movement, one of the most important impact is that women have come out of their houses and started actively participating in the India's national movement. 7th point, the British government have also forced to do some of the constitutional reform. One of the constitutional reform was the passing of Government of India Act 1935 was introduced. Okay, and the last point, the movement revived the will to fight the election. Is it clear? So these are the impact of the civil disobedience movement, all of you. Now I'm going to turn the camera and I'm just going to make you people underline the civil disobedience movement, all of you. Okay, now see all of you properly and underline the impact of the civil disobedience movement, children. See here, we are going to do the impact. The first impact, underline. The movement caused a tide of patriotic favor in the country that would not leave the government in peace. Okay, till here you people have to underline. Second point, full children. The civil disobedience movement widened the base of the freedom struggle. A large number of social groups like merchants, shopkeepers, peasants, tribals and workers in different parts of the country were mobilized for the Indian national movement. That is the second point. Third point, it made people understood the significance of the principle of non-violence. People could resist violence with tolerance and courage. This is something very important. Third point, as I told you, several new practices started. One of the practices, the movement also popularized new method of propaganda like Prabhat Paris, in which hundreds of men and women went around the singing patriotic songs. Singing patriotic song in the early morning become popular in towns and villages. Okay, then next from here, handwritten patrikas or news sheets were issued in large number. Okay, this. Then even children were organized into Banar Sena and girls had their own separate Manjari Sena or the cat army. So three things happened, children. First is Prabhat Paris, in which hundreds of men and women were actually singing a patriotic song in the early morning. Second, many patrikas or news sheets were issued in large number. Third, even the small children, the boys have formed the Banar Sena and girls have formed the Manjari Sena to take participation in the India's national movement. Then after that, the eighth point is from the third line. The depressed classes were given entry into temples and access to wells which was earlier denied to them. Then sixth point, it brought women out of their homes to participate in politics to make them equal partners in the freedom struggle. The government was convinced that the constitutional reform was necessary, and the Government of India Act 1935 introduced the principle of federation and the principle of autonomy till here. And the last point, the movement revived the will to fight the elections. Is it clear? Till here we people have done, children. Okay, now see, all of you just try to understand. So we have completed chapter number 6. Okay, chapter number 6 we have completed. Now I'm going to start your chapter number 7, that is Quit India Movement. So today I'll upload 2 videos, children. One is this video and one more video when I am going to start the chapter number 7, that is Quit India Movement. Okay, so see the second video also for today. Okay, thank you, children.